Hey folks, I am running errands and I'm between practices with kids. But I wanted to make sure that I got you this week's updates because there was a lot that happened last week. So, 4 cases were added and 7 were removed. So that's the good news. However, I don't know if you caught the news, but there was a gentleman that actually kidnapped a boy in Oklahoma and brought him back to Wyoming. He was caught and arrested. But how terrifying. And then along with that, there was actual remains that were found, and they are believed to be way older than anything in recent. So most likely they're going to be having to be predated with an archaeologist. Um, Another thing that happened is the Missing People of Wyoming Facebook group was able to help advocate getting a missing person reported. That case is actually included in this week's DCI updates, as well as the group had a parent reach out in regards to a missing juvenile who has then since been found. So, busy week overall. So, let's get into those updates.
Kinsley Grace Erickson was last seen July 12, 2026 in Atrona County. She was wearing a white shirt, black pajama pants, and a Rolling Stones graphics and tennis shoes. Her hair is dyed red and she has a tattoo on her left wrist and shoulder. She is 17 years old with brown eyes, brown hair, is 4'9", a white female, and 85 pounds. Please contact the Atrona County Sheriff at 307-235-9300. Serene Jeannie Pine was last seen July 12, 2026 at the Wind River Reservation. She was wearing a native print sweater, blue jeans, and tan hiking style boots. She is 16 years old with brown eyes, brown hair, is 5'4", 140 pounds, and is an American Indian female. Please contact the Wind River Agency at 307-855-8292. Catherine Ruth Smells was last seen July 15, 2026 in Fremont County. She was last seen wearing a black crop top and black sweatpants. She is 15 years old with brown eyes, brown hair, is 5'9", 125 pounds, and is an American Indian female. Please contact the Riverton Police Department at 307-856-4891. Kathleen Elizabeth Jower was last seen June 30th, 2026 in Laramie County. She has tattoos on her right wrist of Chanel C's, a cherry blossom tree with a bird's nest on her back, a Japanese symbol on her right foot, and a signature on her left foot. She is 45 years old. She has green eyes, blonde hair, is 5'11", 80 pounds, and is a white female. Please contact the Cheyenne Police Department at 307-637-6525. All right, I'm back home after running errands, and so I wanted to talk about the last case, Kathleen. And so this case is a little bit closer to me. I have a little bit more insight into it because I actually went to, I grew up with Kathleen's younger sister. And all of my photos, when you watch my intro or you go onto my website, she took them. So I'm super lucky to still have that relationship with her. And so obviously I reached out to her to see what I could do to help. And so what she shared with me is that initially there was a welfare check issued because some friends of Kathleen's saw her get into a weird situation with a gentleman in a car. And so they were basically having a confrontation. He was grabbing her, but then things calmed down and it looked like she felt forced to get into the vehicle. And that was the last that anybody had seen her, had visual eyes on her. And so nonetheless, whether she is with this person willingly or against her will, she has not contacted anyone. And so her family is worried and concerned, and they, with the help of Missing People in Wyoming, were able to get this escalated to a missing persons report. And so, which is why she's being included in this week's DCI. So it is really important, if you know anything, sightings, have heard anything, please make sure that you call in that to CPD or DCI and make sure that you're sharing any information that you can so that way we can bring her home. And that goes with all of these cases. If you know just even the smallest detail, sometimes the most minute detail can lead to somebody being brought home or, taken out of a really scary situation. So again, if you know something, say something. Until next time.